The sky lights up. It was a normal Tuesday night in New York City. People were walking home from work, eating dinner, or watching TV. No one knew their lives were about to change forever. At 8:45 p.m., something weird happened. The sky started to glow. At first, it was just a soft blue color. People thought it was pretty. Kids pointed at the sky and smiled. But then, the blue got brighter and brighter. Soon, it was as bright as day outside. "Mom, look at the sky," yelled Tommy, a 10-year-old boy. He was pointing out his bedroom window. His mom, Sarah, came running. When she saw the blue sky, her mouth fell open. "What on earth?" she whispered. All over the city, people were coming out of their homes. They stood on the streets, looking up. Some people were scared. Others were excited. Everyone was confused. Then, the sky started to change colors. It went from blue to green, then to purple, then to red. It was like a giant light show. The colors danced and swirled in the sky. In Central Park, a group of friends was having a picnic. They had planned to watch the stars. Instead, they were watching the most amazing light show they had ever seen. "Is this the Northern Lights?" asked Mike, one of the friends. "No way," said Lisa, another friend. "The Northern Lights don't look like this, and they don't happen in New York." As the sky kept changing colors, more and more people came outside. Soon, the streets were full. It was like New Year's Eve, but even busier. People were taking pictures with their phones. Some were laughing. Some were crying. Everyone was talking. At the same time, in a small town in China, farmers were waking up to start their day. But when they stepped outside, they saw the same colorful sky. They couldn't believe their eyes. In London, people were leaving pubs and bars. They stopped in their tracks when they saw the sky. The lights reflected off the Thames River, making it look magical. On a beach in Australia, surfers were getting ready for a night swim. But when they saw the sky, they sat down on the sand and just watched. All over the world, the same thing was happening. From big cities to small villages, everyone could see the lights. It didn't matter if it was night or day where they were. The lights were so bright, they outshone the sun. Scientists were confused. They had never seen anything like this before. They checked their instruments, but nothing made sense. This wasn't a natural event. It wasn't the Northern Lights. It wasn't a solar flare. It was something completely new. Back in New York, Tommy and his mom were still watching from their window. Suddenly, their TV turned on by itself. In fact, every TV, phone, and computer in the world turned on at the same time. A face appeared on all the screens, but it wasn't a human face. It was different. The head was too big. The eyes were too wide. The skin was a pale green color. For a moment, everything was quiet. People held their breath. Then, the creature on the screen spoke. "Hello, Earth," it said. Its voice was deep and rumbling. "We have come from far away. We are the Galactic Empire, and we are here to rule you." The creature smiled, showing rows of sharp teeth. "Don't be afraid," it said. "This is a great honor for your little planet. You should be happy." Then, the screen went black. The sky stopped changing colors and went back to normal. For a few seconds, no one moved. No one spoke. Then, all at once, everyone started talking. Phones rang. Sirens wailed. People ran through the streets. In New York, Sarah hugged Tommy tight. "It's okay," she said. "We'll be okay." But she didn't sound sure. In China, the farmers looked at each other with wide eyes. They didn't understand the English words, but they understood the alien face. In London, people poured out of the pubs, all thoughts of drinks forgotten. They gathered in groups, talking fast and loud. On the beach in Australia, the surfers grabbed their boards. They didn't feel like swimming anymore. They wanted to go home, to be with their families. All over the world, people were scared, but they were also curious, and some were even excited. An alien empire had just said hello. Nothing would ever be the same again. As the night went on, one question was on everyone's minds. What would happen next? Earth says, no way. The world was in chaos. It had been 24 hours since the alien message. People were scared, confused, and angry. But the leaders of Earth had a plan. In a secret underground base deep beneath the Swiss Alps, the world's most powerful people gathered. Presidents, prime ministers, and kings sat around a big round table. They looked worried. "We can't let aliens take over Earth," shouted the President of the United States. She banged her fist on the table. "But how can we stop them?" asked the Prime Minister of India. "They have spaceships. We don't even have flying cars yet." Just then, a door burst open. A young woman with messy hair and thick glasses ran in. She was carrying a stack of old books and papers. "I found something," she yelled. Everyone turned to look at her. "Who are you?" asked the King of Sweden. "I'm Dr. Emily Chen," she said, catching her breath. "I'm an archaeologist, and I think I know how we can save Earth." The room went quiet. Dr. Chen spread her papers on the table. "Look at these," she said. "They're ancient drawings from all over the world. Egypt, China, Mexico, everywhere. They all show the same thing. A giant shield protecting Earth from invaders from the sky." The leaders leaned in to look. The drawings were old and faded, but they could see the shield clearly. "So what?" said the President of Russia. "They're just old pictures." Dr. Chen smiled. "They're more than that. They're instructions. Our ancestors left us a way to protect ourselves. We just need to find the shield and turn it on." The room erupted in excited chatter. But one voice cut through the noise. "And where exactly is this shield?" It was General Maria Lopez, the top military leader in the room. Dr. Chen's smile faded a little. "Well, that's the problem. We don't know, but I have a theory." Meanwhile, in space, the alien ships were getting closer to Earth. They looked like giant silver fish swimming through the stars. Inside the biggest ship, the alien emperor sat on his throne. He looked like a huge purple octopus wearing a golden crown. "Soon, Earth will be ours," he gurgled happily. His ministers cheered. Back on Earth, Dr. Chen was leading a team of scientists and soldiers through a dense jungle. They were in the heart of the Amazon rainforest. The shield control room should be right here. Dr. Chen stopped in front of a big rock covered in vines. "It's a rock," said one of the soldiers, looking unimpressed. Dr. Chen ignored him. She pushed some vines aside and pressed her hand against the rock. Suddenly, the ground started to shake. The rock split in half, revealing a dark passageway. Dr. Chen grinned. "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to humanity's secret weapon." They walked down the passage. It led to a big round room filled with strange machines. Everything was covered in dust. In the center was a control panel with a big red button. "This is it," whispered Dr. Chen. "The shield control room, hidden for thousands of years, waiting for us to need it." She stepped up to the control panel. Her hand hovered over the red button. "Should I push it?" she asked. General Lopes nodded. "Do it." Dr. Chen took a deep breath and pushed the button. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the machine started to hum. The room filled with light. Outside, the sky flickered. In space, the alien ships suddenly stopped. A shimmering blue barrier appeared around Earth. "What's happening?" screeched the alien emperor. He waved his tentacles in panic. The alien ships tried to move forward, but they bounced off the shield like rubber balls. No matter how hard they tried, they couldn't get through. On Earth, people cheered as they saw the alien ships being pushed back. In New York, Tommy and his mom Sarah hugged each other tight. In China, the farmers danced in their fields. In London, people high-fived strangers in the street. Back in the control room, Dr. Chen and her team were celebrating. "We did it," she shouted. "Earth is safe." But their celebration was cut short by a beeping sound. A big screen on the wall turned on. The alien emperor's angry face filled the screen. "How dare you?" he yelled. "No one says no to the Galactic Empire. This isn't over. Earth will be back." The screen went black. The room was quiet. General Lopes turned to Dr. Chen. "What do we do now?" she asked. Dr. Chen looked at the ancient machines around them. "Now," she said with a determined smile, "we prepare for round 2. Alien Empire gets angry." The alien emperor was not happy. Not happy at all. His big purple face was turning a deep shade of angry violet. "How dare they?" he shouted, waving his tentacles wildly. "How dare those tiny humans say no to me?" The emperor's name was Zorblax the Magnificent, though right now he didn't feel very magnificent. He was sitting on his giant space throne, surrounded by his alien ministers. They all looked scared. "Your Majesty," said one brave minister, "maybe we should try talking to the humans again." Zorblax glared at him. Then he pressed a button on his throne. A trapdoor opened under the minister, and he fell through with a scream. "Anyone else have any bright ideas?" Zorblax asked. The other ministers shook their heads quickly. Meanwhile, back on Earth, people were celebrating. The streets were full of happy humans dancing and singing. They thought they had won. In New York, Tommy and his mom Sarah were watching the news. The TV showed people partying all over the world. "Are the aliens gone for good, Mom?" Tommy asked. Sarah smiled, but she looked worried. "I hope so, honey, but I have a feeling this isn't over yet." She was right. Up in space, Zorblax had a plan. "Bring me the smooth talker," he ordered. The doors to the throne room opened. In walked the strangest-looking alien yet. He was tall and skinny, with green skin and a head shaped like a light bulb. This was Glorp, the best diplomat in the whole Galactic Empire. "You called, Your Majesty," Glorp said in a silky voice. Zorblax leaned forward. "Glorp, I need you to go down to Earth. Talk to the humans. Convince them to let us in." Glorp bowed. "It would be my pleasure, Your Magnificence, but how do I get past their shield?" Zorblax grinned, showing all his sharp teeth. "Leave that to me." On Earth, Dr. Emily Chen was working in the ancient shield control room. She hadn't slept in days. She was trying to understand how the shield worked. Suddenly, alarms started blaring. Red lights flashed everywhere. "What's happening?" shouted General Lopes, running into the room. Dr. Chen pointed at a screen. It showed a small spot where the shield was flickering. "They're trying to break through," she said. Up in space, Zorblax was using a special beam to poke a tiny hole in Earth's shield. It was just big enough for one small ship to slip through. "Go now, Glorp," he ordered. Glorp's ship shot towards Earth, squeezing through the hole in the shield. As soon as it was through, the hole closed up behind it. On Earth, people watched in fear as a small alien ship appeared in the sky. It landed right in the middle of New York's Central Park. The ship's door opened slowly. Out stepped Glorp, looking calm and friendly. He was wearing a suit that looked like it was made of shiny bubbles. People gathered around, keeping their distance. Police cars and army trucks surrounded the area. Everyone was tense. Glorp raised his hands to show he was unarmed. Then he spoke, his voice magically translated into every language on Earth. "People of Earth," he said smoothly, "I come in peace. There's been a big misunderstanding. We don't want to rule you. We want to help you." The crowd murmured. Some people looked confused. Others looked hopeful. Glorp continued, "If you join our Galactic Empire, you'll get amazing technology. Machines that can cure any disease. Spaceships that can take you to the stars. Food replicators that can make any meal you want. Doesn't that sound wonderful?" More people started nodding. It did sound pretty good. But then a voice shouted from the crowd. It was Tommy. "If you're so nice, why did you try to force your way in?" he yelled. Why did you say you were here to rule us? Glorp's smile flickered for a second, but he recovered quickly. Oh, that was just a joke, he said with a laugh. Our emperor has a strange sense of humor. He didn't mean to scare you. But Tommy wasn't convinced. Neither was his mom, Sarah. She stepped forward. I don't buy it, she said loudly. You're trying to trick us. More people in the crowd started agreeing with Sarah and Tommy. Glorp was losing them. In the shield control room, Dr. Chen and General Lopes were watching all this on a big screen. We need to do something, said Dr. Chen. If enough people believe him, they might want to lower the shield. General Lopes nodded. She picked up a phone and made a quick call. Back in Central Park, Glorp was still trying to convince the crowd. But then something unexpected happened. A group of people pushed through the crowd. They were the world's leaders, presidents, prime ministers, and kings. They had flown in secretly from their meeting in Switzerland. The President of the United States stepped forward. She looked Glorp right in his big, blinking eyes. Thank you for your offer, she said firmly, but our answer is still no. Earth doesn't want to join your empire. Please leave. Glorp's friendly mask slipped. For a moment, he looked angry. But then he smiled again. Very well, he said, but remember, we tried to be nice. What comes next won't be so pleasant. With that, Glorp turned and went back into his ship. It took off, shooting back up into space. As soon as he was gone, the crowd cheered. The world leaders smiled and waved. But Dr. Chen, watching from the control room, didn't feel like celebrating. This isn't over, she said quietly. It's only just beginning. Space battle time. The alien Emperor Zorblax was throwing the biggest tantrum the galaxy had ever seen. His purple face was now almost black with rage. How dare they refuse us again? He roared. Prepare the battle fleet. We'll show those puny humans what happens when you say no to the Galactic Empire. On Earth, things were tense. Dr. Emily Chen hadn't left the shield control room in days. She knew the aliens would attack soon. Suddenly, alarms started blaring. Dr. Chen looked at the big screen and gasped. Thousands of alien ships were appearing around Earth's shield. It's starting, she whispered. All over the world, people looked up at the sky. The alien ships were so many that they blocked out the sun. It looked like night had fallen in the middle of the day. In New York, Tommy and his mom Sarah watched from their window. Mom, I'm scared, Tommy said. Sarah hugged him tight. Me too, honey. But Earth has surprised us before. Maybe it will again. In the shield control room, General Lopes rushed in. Dr. Chen, the aliens are attacking the shield. On the screen, they could see alien ships firing strange purple beams at Earth's shield. Where the beams hit, the shield flickered. They're trying to break through. Dr. Chen shouted. She typed furiously on her keyboard, trying to strengthen the shield. But then something unexpected happened. A part of the shield started to open. What's going on? General Lopes asked, confused. Dr. Chen's eyes went wide. It's not me. The shield is. It's creating an opening. As they watched, a small hole appeared in the shield. But instead of alien ships coming in, something was going out. From secret bases all around the world, hundreds of shiny spaceships were launching into space. What are those? General Lopes gasped. Dr. Chen laughed in disbelief. It's Earth's secret space fleet. The shield must have activated it. In New York, Tommy pointed at the sky. Mom, look. Our spaceships. All over the world, people cheered as they saw Earth's ships rising to meet the alien fleet. In space, Zorblax was shocked. Where did those ships come from? He gurgled in surprise. The space battle began. It was like a giant, crazy fireworks show. Earth ships zipped around, much faster than the bigger alien ships. They fired blue lasers that cut through alien shields like they were paper. The alien ships fired back with their purple beams, but most of them missed. Earth ships were just too quick. Back in the shield control room, Dr. Chen and General Lopes watched in amazement. "Our ships are winning," General Lopes said, excited. But Dr. Chen frowned. "It's not over yet. Look." She pointed at the screen. A group of alien ships had broken away from the battle. They were combining into one massive super ship. "Oh no," Dr. Chen whispered. "How can we fight that?" The super ship was huge. It started charging up a gigantic purple beam, aiming right at Earth's shield. "If that hits us, it could destroy the whole shield," Dr. Chen said. Everyone on Earth held their breath as they watched the giant ship prepare to fire. But then, something amazing happened. Remember Tommy, the brave boy from New York? Well, he had an idea. "Mom," he shouted, "remember my video game? The one where you have to find the boss's weak spot?" Sarah's eyes lit up. She grabbed her phone and called Dr. Chen. In the control room, Dr. Chen listened to Sarah and Tommy's idea. She grinned. "It's crazy," she said, "but it just might work." She sent a message to all Earth ships. "Aim for the point where all the ships join together." The Earth fleet heard the message. They stopped fighting the smaller ships and all turned towards the super ship. Together, they fired their blue lasers at one single point on the giant ship. For a moment, nothing happened. The super ship was about to fire its purple beam. But then, a small explosion appeared where the Earth ships were firing. It grew bigger and bigger. Suddenly, the whole super ship fell apart. The alien ships that made it up tumbled away in all directions. Zorblax saw his super ship destroyed. "Retreat," he yelled. "Retreat." The alien fleet turned and fled, disappearing into deep space. On Earth, everything was quiet for a moment. Then, all at once, everyone started cheering. In New York, Sarah hugged Tommy tight. "You did it," she said. "Your idea saved Earth." In the control room, Dr. Chen and General Lopes were jumping up and down with joy. "We won," Dr. Chen shouted. "Earth is safe." But as the celebration continued, Dr. Chen's smile faded a little. She looked at the screen, where the last alien ships were disappearing. "We won the battle," she said quietly. "But something tells me the war isn't over yet." Earth becomes famous. It had been a week since Earth won the big space battle, but things weren't going back to normal. Oh no, things were getting weird. Really weird. It all started when a funny-looking spaceship appeared near the moon. It wasn't from the Galactic Empire. It was something new. The ship sent a message. "Hello, Earth. We're from the planet Blurp. Can we visit? We're big fans." Dr. Emily Chen was confused. Fans? Of what? She soon found out. News of Earth beating the Galactic Empire had spread across the galaxy faster than light speed. Earth was now the hottest topic in the universe. More alien ships started showing up. They came from planets with weird names like Zoogle, Flurba, and Squish Squash. All of them wanted to see the little planet that said, "No way." To the big bad Galactic Empire, world leaders didn't know what to do. Should they let the aliens visit? What if it was a trick? They decided to ask the person who knew aliens best. Tommy, the boy whose video game idea had saved the day. Tommy thought hard. Then he said, "I think we should let them visit, but only a few at a time. And they have to promise to be nice." The leaders agreed. They set up a special alien welcoming area in New York's Central Park. The first alien tourists were from planet Blurp. They looked like walking jelly beans with big friendly eyes. People were scared at first, but the Blurpians were super nice. They loved taking selfies with humans and eating hot dogs. Soon, Earth became the #1 tourist spot in the galaxy. Aliens from all over came to visit. Some funny things started happening. 1. An alien from Zoogle tried pizza for the first time. He loved it so much, he ordered 1,000 pizzas to take home. 2. Aliens from Flurbop thought cars were alive. They kept trying to talk to them and feed them gas directly. 3. A group of squish-squash aliens went to a baseball game. They thought the ball was the prize, so they kept trying to steal it and run away. Earth was changing fast. Alien food restaurants opened up. You could now try delicious treats like Blurpian blob cakes and Zugelfruit smoothies. Schools started teaching alien languages. Kids thought it was cool to say hello in 20 different space languages. But the biggest change was in how Earth talked to the rest of the galaxy. Dr. Chen and her team fixed up the old SHIELD control room. They turned it into Earth's first galactic communication center. Now, Earth could send messages to other planets. They even started a galactic social media account called Earthgram. Earthgram became super popular. Aliens loved seeing pictures of Earth things like cats, rainbows, and dancing. But the biggest Earth celebrity was Tommy. Remember Tommy, the boy with the video game idea? Well, aliens thought he was the coolest human ever. His Earthgram account got millions of followers from all over the galaxy. Tommy started making videos teaching aliens about Earth stuff. His video, How to High Five Without Slapping Too Hard, was a huge hit. But not everything was fun and games. Some people were worried. What if not all aliens were friendly? What if the Galactic Empire came back? Dr. Chen was working hard to figure out Earth's new place in the galaxy. She talked to alien scientists and learned a lot. Earth had so much catching up to do. One day, Dr. Chen called a meeting with world leaders. "I have big news," she said. "The Galactic Council wants to meet with us." Everyone gasped. The Galactic Council was like the United Nations, but for the whole galaxy. "They're impressed by how we handled the Galactic Empire," Dr. Chen explained. "They want to talk about Earth joining the Council." This was huge news. If Earth joined the Galactic Council, they'd be protected from the Galactic Empire forever. But it also meant big changes for life on Earth. As leaders discussed this big decision, a small ship landed in Central Park. Out stepped a young alien. He looked nervous. "I need to speak to Tommy," the alien said. "It's urgent. The Galactic Empire is planning something big, something bad, and only Earth can stop them." The alien handed over a small glowing cube. "This contains all the information. Please, you must help us." As the cube was rushed to Dr. Chen for analysis, everyone realized Earth's adventure in space was just beginning. Fame was nice, but now came the real test. Was Earth ready to be a hero for the whole galaxy? Tables flip, Earth rules. The glowing cube from the mysterious alien was more important than anyone could have guessed. When Dr. Chen finally cracked it open, her eyes went wide with surprise. "Oh my stars," she whispered. The cube contained secret plans of the Galactic Empire. It showed that many planets in the Empire weren't happy. They wanted to break free. Tommy, now Earth's unofficial alien expert, had an idea. "What if we help them?" he suggested. "We could make friends all over the galaxy." The world leaders thought it was risky, but they agreed. Operation Galaxy Freedom was born. Earth started sending secret messages to planets in the Empire. The message was simple: want to be free? Earth can help. Many planets said yes. They were tired of the mean Emperor Zorblax and his silly rules, like no singing on Tuesdays and broccoli ice cream for everyone. Earth's plan was clever. They would use the fame they had gained to trick the Empire. It went like this. First, Earth announced a huge galactic party. They invited aliens from all over, including the Empire. "Come see how cool Earth is," the invitation said. Emperor Zorblax was still angry at Earth, but he was also curious. "Maybe we can spy on them," he thought. So he sent some of his best spies to the party. But Earth was ready. They put on the best show the galaxy had ever seen. There were concerts with music from 1,000 worlds, food festivals with dishes no one had ever tasted before, and the grand final, a spectacular light show that made the northern lights look like a cheap flashlight. The Empire's spies were amazed. They sent messages home saying, "Earth is awesome. Why can't we be more like them? This made other planets in the Empire even more eager to join Earth. Secretly, Earth started helping these planets build their own shields and spaceships. Meanwhile, Tommy was busy making friends with alien kids from all over. He started a Galactic pen pal program. Soon, kids from Earth were trading stories and jokes with kids from distant stars. This made a big difference. When alien kids told their parents how cool Earth was, more and more planets wanted to be Earth's friend. Back in his palace, Emperor Zorblax was getting worried. He could feel his empire slipping away, but he didn't know why. Then one day, it happened. A planet called Squish Squash, yes, the ones who thought baseballs were prizes, declared that they were leaving the Empire. They said they were joining Earth's Galactic Friendship Alliance instead. Zorblax was shocked. "What's this Friendship Alliance?" he roared. But before he could do anything, another planet left. Then another, and another. It was like a game of galactic dominoes. Planets were falling away from the Empire and joining Earth's side. Zorblax tried to stop it. He sent his ships to scare planets into staying. But every time his ships showed up, Earth's ships would appear to protect their new friends. The Empire's soldiers were confused. They had been told that Earth was weak. But now Earth seemed to be everywhere, always one step ahead. Some of the Empire's best generals even switched sides. They were tired of being bad guys. They wanted to be cool like Earth. In just a few months, the mighty Galactic Empire had crumbled. Most of its planets had joined Earth's Friendship Alliance. Zorblax was left with only a few loyal worlds. The tables had completely flipped. Earth, once a small planet that no one cared about, was now the center of a huge galactic alliance. Leaders from hundreds of worlds came to Earth to say thank you. There was a big ceremony in New York, right where the aliens had first landed. Dr. Chen gave a speech. "We didn't set out to rule the galaxy," she said. "We just wanted to be free and make friends." And look what happened. Tommy was given a special award. It was a small model of Earth, made from rocks from 100 different planets. "Thanks for teaching us that being kind is cool," the alien kid said. As the ceremony ended, fireworks lit up the sky. But they weren't just in Earth's sky. On every planet in the New Alliance, the sky was full of colors. The whole galaxy was celebrating. The age of the mean empire was over. Now it was Earth's time to show how to rule with friendship and fun. But in a dark corner of space, on his last remaining planet, Zorblax wasn't done yet. "I'll get you, Earth," he grumbled. "Just you wait." What he didn't know was that Tommy's alien pen pal on that planet had heard him. And she was already sending a message to Earth, warning them of Zorblax's next move. The galaxy was changing, and Earth was leading the way. A big space party. Earth had done it. They had turned the whole galaxy upside down with kindness and cool ideas. Now it was time to celebrate. But not just any celebration. Earth was throwing the biggest, craziest space party ever. The party was called Galactic Friendship Fest, and everyone in the universe was invited. Even grumpy old Zorblax got an invitation, though nobody really expected him to come. Earth's moon was chosen as the party spot. Dr. Chen and her team used the ancient shield technology to make a giant bubble around the moon. Inside, they created Earth-like gravity and air so everyone could breathe and dance easily. Spaceships from all over the galaxy started arriving. They looked like colorful fireworks as they entered the moon's bubble. Each ship was full of excited aliens ready to party. Tommy and his mom Sarah were put in charge of welcoming guests. They stood at the entrance, greeting aliens of all shapes and sizes. "Welcome to the moon," Tommy would say. Some aliens tried to high-five him, but not all of them got it right. One alien with tentacles accidentally tied itself in a knot trying to high-five. The party had everything you could imagine, and many things you couldn't. 1. A giant dance floor where aliens and humans boogied together. The most popular dance was the Earth Wiggle, which looked silly but was super fun. 2. a food court with dishes from 10,000 worlds. The strangest was floating flavor bubbles from Planet Fizz. They would pop in your mouth with amazing tastes. 3. A zero-gravity play area where kids and fun-loving adults could float and do flips. 4. A universal karaoke stage. Aliens tried singing Earth songs, and humans attempted alien tunes. It sounded crazy, but everyone loved it. 5. A Galaxy's Got Talent show where beings from different planets showed off their unique skills. The winner was a squishy alien who could shape its body into perfect replicas of famous Earth landmarks. As the party went on, something amazing happened. Aliens who had once been enemies because of the Galactic Empire were now becoming friends. They shared stories, laughed at each other's jokes, and even started planning vacation trips together. Dr. Chen watched all this with a big smile. "This is even better than we hoped," she said to General Lopes. "We're not just celebrating. We're building a real galactic community." Suddenly, there was a commotion at the entrance. Everyone turned to look. To everyone's surprise, it was Emperor Zorblax. He looked nervous and a bit embarrassed. The crowd went quiet. Some people looked scared. But Tommy walked right up to Zorblax with a big smile. "Welcome to the party," Tommy said. "Would you like some Earth pizza?" Zorblax blinked his big eyes. He hadn't expected such a friendly welcome. Slowly, a smile spread across his purple face. I would like that very much," he said. As Zorblax tried his first slice of pizza, his eyes lit up. "This is delicious," he exclaimed. "Why did I ever ban this in my empire?" Soon, Zorblax was on the dance floor, attempting the Earth wiggle. He wasn't very good at it, but he was laughing and having fun. Other aliens who had been part of his empire were surprised to see him like this. As the party reached its peak, it was time for the grand final. Dr. Chen took the stage. "Friends from across the stars," she said, "Earth has a gift for everyone. We call it the Friendship Fireworks." With a push of a button, the sky above the moon lit up. But these weren't ordinary fireworks. Each sparkle in the sky was actually a tiny robot. Together, they formed amazing moving pictures in the sky. The robots showed the history of the galaxy, from the early days of the Galactic Empire to Earth's rise, and the forming of the new Galactic Friendship Alliance. The last image was of aliens and humans holding hands around a globe. As the show ended, the tiny robots flew down and landed in everyone's hands. They transformed into small badges that said, "Friends across the stars," in every language of the galaxy. The crowd cheered. Aliens hugged humans. Old enemies shook hands, or tentacles, or whatever they had. Even Zorblax was crying happy tears. "I've been such a silly emperor," he said. "Can Earth teach me how to be a good leader?" Tommy grinned. "Sure. Lesson 1. Always be kind. Lesson 2. Pizza parties are awesome." As the party wound down, and spaceships prepared to leave, everyone knew the galaxy would never be the same. Earth had shown that friendship and fun were the best ways to bring people and aliens together. Dr. Chen looked out at the Earth, shining blue and green in the sky above the moon. "We did it," she whispered. "We really did it." And so, the little planet that once thought it was alone in the universe had become the heart of a huge galactic family. Earth's adventure among the stars was just beginning, and the future looked bright and full of friendship.